To have yet another audience with the new king and the cabinet as well there.
Yeah, I think that's actually happened. According to our timings, the meeting, the audience with the Prime Minister and members of the Cabinet was supposed to be taking place between 2:30 and 3. I've just been looking behind me. The gates of Buckingham Palace have opened at the minute. There are some police outriders there, so that may be an indication that any time now the motorcade carrying the Prime Minister and members of our Cabinet are leaving. In fact, I'm told now. I'm just going to step to the side. Might not be the cleanest of shots, but let's give you as best we can for the shrubbery and the people's heads shots there. I can see the members of the Special Escort Group, Metropolitan Police outriders getting into position here to take those vehicles out. And it looks to me like 2, 3, 4, yeah, quite a few vehicles. Some are coming this way, some are going up Constitution Hill at the moment. So we understand you can see them coming out now of Buckingham Palace and they are heading back obviously towards Downing Street and towards the various ministries as they have had that first official audience with His Majesty the King. And before them was the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now after them, we're told, is the next audience, and that is the leaders of the other political parties who are coming here to meet King Charles III. Many of them, of course, will have been at that accession ceremony as Privy Councillors, and so they will have seen the King proclaimed the monarch, and now, of course, they will have that first official audience with His Majesty. And then after the meeting of political leaders, we're told then that the Dean of Westminster is due to be coming out as well. So there are the Prime Minister, we're told, is just leaving just now. So there's really been lots for people throughout today to see. Just about 25 minutes or so ago, I saw Camilla, Queen Consort, leaving Buckingham Palace, heading up and then doing a left-hand turn just about 100 metres up the road, which suggests to me that she may well have been heading to Clarence House, because then that vehicle came back to Buckingham Palace empty just a couple of minutes later. So clearly it must have been somewhere fairly close to here that Queen Camilla was heading to. So as I say, lots, including of course the marching bands that have been here from the various military troops that have been around this area throughout today as well, with all the pomp and the ceremony that's not just taking place today, but is taking place in the coming days as we head towards the state funeral for Her Majesty the Queen. Now, we're told that in addition to members of the royal family who have stayed up in Balmoral to be with their beloved mother, and they are now attending this church service at Crathy Kirk, just next to Balmoral Castle, that the Queen's body will be taken down to Edinburgh, to her palace at Holyrood, and then of course to St Giles Cathedral for a special service there before Her Majesty is then taken down to London for the preparations for that state funeral.
Mark, I think we've just seen the Prime Ministerial armoured Jaguar go past there, because, and as you were saying, indications that the cabinet meeting and the audience is over. I mean, do we know what the status was? Was this a sort of meet and greet? Because we know the formal oaths of allegiance as such have been taking place at the House of Commons and the House of Lords.
Yes, it absolutely was a meet and greet. I mean, the important business has been taking place and continues to take place. A lot of planning has gone into these days ahead. They've been rehearsing and planning for it for many years now. So the civil service, in conjunction with the palace, and now of course these government ministers, and it is a new government under Liz Truss, have the task of making sure that everything goes to clockwork. So that's what's been happening now today with this meet and greet, and it's the same, I think, for the opposition leaders as well. A chance to meet His Majesty the King and clearly to pass on their condolences to him personally and to look to the future as they look to a new era under King Charles III.